to my YouTube channel. My name is Berry, and today we are going to be watching the worst internet trend still happening today. The worst internet trend I think happening today is probably VTubers, but let's see if we make the cut. Ah!
Some internet and social media trends are stupid. Some are dangerous.
That was just straight up like, this shit is stupid.
And some are both. These are what we're going to dive into. These are the worst internet trends still happening today. The goal, guys, is 2.5 million subscribers by the end of 2026. It is crazy, so it would mean the world if you subscribe, and I promise to do my very best to put out the best videos I possibly can.
We love you!
I'm Visual Venture, and you are awesome.
Me? Not you.
Swarming.
Uh-oh, he's about to make a lot of people really mad.
This trend is awful because it doesn't affect those doing it. Instead, it causes problems for random people who just happen to be nearby. The trend has different names depending on who you ask. Some call it swarming or steaming. Others call it
steaming? Like, what is it called? A double-decker where you doo-doo in the top of the toilet?
Takeovers, but the idea is the same.
Social media calls for mobs of young people to show up at shopping malls with the goal of causing total chaos.
People use TikTok and Snapchat to gather hundreds of teens in the same place at the same time.
Why? Dude, when I was a kid, we didn't go out and like harass people. We just played Magic the Gathering at my friend's house.
It could be a store, a fast food spot, or even a parking lot, and they all show up for one reason: to cause trouble.
Is it advertised as a let's come cause chaos? For the most part, yes, that's what it appears to be. It's bring your drama.
During the
You can tell he has kids and he's just over it.
Swarms, people become rowdy and the property is damaged. But this trend isn't new. It traces back to a crime from years ago. In the early 2010s, flash mob robberies started happening. Groups would rush into stores, grab what they could, and run. Because
didn't people also do this at schools? Wasn't it called like devious licks and you would like try to take a toilet? Also, King in Yellow, thank you for thank you.
Because there were so many people, the staff was overwhelmed. It was impossible to stop or identify any of the culprits.
I feel so bad for people who work in retail, man. I only ever did like bartending and waiting tables, but constantly being harassed by people trying to clip farm in public has to be the most annoying thing in the world. Like, just let them work their job.
There are reports of flash mob robberies happening as far back as 2011. At the time, people used text messages and early social media to plan raids. But today, technology just makes it much easier.
Oh my God.
A single post can reach thousands of people in minutes. A location is shared, a time is set, and a crowd shows up.
Oh, this has got to be so bad during, like, spring break.
Organized on social media, a wave of spur-of-the-moment meetups has been creating chaos in American cities and has even spread overseas.
Shop owners have little time to respond. They could only...
Why are we always attacking the Casey's? Let us eat our pizza in peace, okay? Let's be adults about it. No pepperoni for me, please. I don't like pepperoni. I don't like when the pepperoni just like juices all over the slice and you can't even take it off. Now I'm just ranting.
Only watch as their items were stolen. Sometimes stores shut down early to stay safe.
But many restaurants had already locked down their doors and sheltered in place inside.
Swarming spread to multiple countries, including London, Australia, and Canada. At that point, it's
holy Mr. Worldwide!
Stopped being just a trend. It became a public safety issue. As the incidents increased, police began to take them seriously. The goal was to stop swarming before it started. So officers monitored TikTok and Snapchat for planned swarms.
Mall takeover, let's get lit. Pull up with the good vibes. Nah, I'm saving that for my Marvel rivals. I don't have enough good vibes for everybody.
When police found out that there was a takeover planned here, they started adding more resources like this.
Oh, I was always wondering what those were for.
Police found out that there was a takeover planned here. They started adding more resources.
I thought those were for sniper rifles. I don't know. I live in the South. I thought they were taking this shit very serious.
Like this.
In some cases, police arrived too late. Crowds already formed and stores were overwhelmed. In those situations, officers arrested people who refused to leave. And even after the crowd cleared, police reviewed CCTV and body cam footage. They used it to identify and arrest those involved. Sometimes they released the footage so the public could help. Some parents who discovered their children took part even turned their kids into the police. But
oh my God, dude, my parents would do that. I was never allowed to do any shenanigans. And good! Look at me now! Maybe I'm not a good example.
in the end, business owners were the ones affected the most. Swarming made it harder to run their stores. Stores that could afford it added more security. Others closed early when they saw crowds forming outside. It became one of their biggest headaches.
And the problem is they don't recognize the financial and economic damage they're doing to that community. Unfortunately,
there's no clear way to shut down this trend, especially because there's no clear leader. It's just a group of troublemakers acting at the same time. Swarming is still happening as of today. And as long as social media makes it this easy to organize, we don't know when it will end. Our next chapter.
I don't know. Why don't they just like do like a raid in Final Fantasy 14 or something? I mean, if you just want to hang out with your friends and talk.
Chapter is about creators who found a way to go viral by filming people at their lowest point. Poverty tourism gone wrong.
What?
This trend is straightforward. Creators and influencers film people in tough environments and post it online. Sometimes it looks like kindness or...
Oh, dude, I'm gonna be honest. I always thought this stuff was staged. Like, I thought they would just like pretend that this was happening and then they would film it and then everybody would make a cut. But if they're actually just filming people who are in a really bad situation, that is sad and shitty. That is horrible.
Spreading awareness. But for some creators, their real goal is to make the video go viral. And the worse the situation looks, the better the video performs. In late 2025, YouTuber Pete Z posted a video titled "I Survived India's Deadliest Slum." Pete traveled to India and spent 3 days in one of the largest slums in the world. The video went viral for all the wrong reasons. First, people were offended by how Pete described the area. He emphasized police corruption, violence, and robberies. They also accused him of turning the misery of people into entertainment. Reporters called it poverty tourism. It became a global story. Despite the backlash, the video...
It's kind of dystopian if you think about it. Like, this doesn't even look real. He looks like he's on a green screen.
Stayed up. It was offensive, but not illegal. But this next creator named Keith Castillo took things much further. In 2025, Keith was struggling to get views on his video, so he came up with a new idea.
Big booby jiggle physics VTuber? That's what I did.
He would film...
It's like jingling keys.
himself giving gifts to random homeless people. I mean, that sounds like a good thing. The gifts weren't actually gifts. Instead of food or warm clothes, he gave them inappropriate and harmful items. Castillo titled his video, "Keeping the Homeless in the Streets."
Dude, what the hell? Like, they're already struggling. Why do you gotta act like that? That's so annoying.
Viewers felt the idea was unsettling. It implied that encouraging harmful habits would only make their situation worse. Many people hated it.
That looked like a horrible clickbait antic that he was...
Okay, coming from an old person, it always makes me laugh when old people say, like, internet words.
engaging in.
But Keith brushed off the backlash. He said he spoke to police and was told it wasn't illegal. When they asked him why he did it, Keith said he was following trends that he saw other creators doing.
Oh yeah, whatever. Okay, come on. That is not true or real or based.
It was all for views.
He also didn't seem too concerned with handing out alcohol to potential substance abusers, saying, "Honestly, I don't care, bro. It's good for the clicks and views."
What? Dude, is he trying to be a supervillain? ChatGPT, how can I be the most comically villainous person in the world?
No.
But as the backlash continued, he claimed the video was just a skit. He also said he took the harmful items back after filming.
Hey, you know that Jack I just gave you? Like, could I have that back? I'm just gonna, you know, drink that.
Since then, Keith has not repeated this kind of content, but the trend unfortunately lives on. Keith's video looked like an act of generosity, but it was the exact opposite, calling something one thing when it...
Dude!
Looked like...
Are those meta glasses? Every time I see them, I get scared now. Like, there's so many people who are just like being obnoxious and filming and they don't realize that we can see the giant cameras on the side!
like an act of generosity.
And they look like movie glasses. Like, go back to Spy Kids.
But it was the exact opposite, calling something one thing when it's clearly another. And most cell phone companies have been doing the same thing to us for years. They show you one price and your bill is more than you expect. But Mint Mobile, the sponsor of today's video, fixed this problem. They're a company that rebuilt wireless around one simple idea. Just be honest with people. Tell them.
Do you guys remember that phone for old people? I'm sorry I keep bringing up old people. It was like, jitterbug. Jitterbug.
The actual price. So here's what that gets you. Every plan includes unlimited talk and text on the nation's largest 5G network, plus free calling to Mexico, Canada, and the UK.
Wow.
And if you guys think that switching carriers is such a hassle, it's actually much easier than you think. You can sign up and activate with eSIM in just a couple of minutes from the comfort of your computer chair. You can keep the same phone number and all your existing contacts too when you switch. So what's the catch? Well, Mint Mobile brought the bulk buying concept to wireless. Basically, the more months you buy up front, the more you save. Mint lets you choose the data amount that's right for you, 5, 15, 20, or unlimited gigabytes. So that way you're not paying for some one-size-fits-all plan that doesn't fit you. And if something goes wrong, you get Mint Mobile's customer support, which 96% of users are actually happy with. And all plans come with a 7-day unconditional money-back guarantee. My friends, use my QR code or link below to
yeah, if you want to use this QR code, let me get rid of my big fat fucking head.
stop overpaying for wireless just because that's how it's always been. With premium plans starting at
I activated my stand.
just $15 a month, Mint helps you break the traditional wireless cycle. This next chapter is about a health hack that fooled millions of people. The garlic trend.
The garlic trend? Dude, before this is something wildly inappropriate and I have no idea and then I'm yapping before it even shows up. I like garlic! That sounds delicious! If a recipe says, you need like 2 cloves of garlic, I go, yeah, not today. I put at least 4. I do not care. And I used to hate onions, and now I feel like onions and garlic make every single meal so much better. Like, other than like, Berry commenter, I love eating ice cream. How would garlic and onions make that better? Yeah, you know what I mean.
This trend promised to solve a problem millions face, but the solution did more harm than good. It was called the garlic in nose trend.
Oh, here we go. Who knows where this will go?
And it started gaining attention in 2021. A woman
What was that?
called the garlic in nose trend, and it started gaining attention in 2020.
Oh my god! Is that not the biggest thing of garlic you have ever seen? This shit needs to be in Plants vs. Zombies. That's huge!
21. A woman with a blocked nose decided to try a health hack. She filmed herself putting a clove of garlic into her nose. Then she left it there for about 10 minutes. When she pulled it out, her mucus came out and the garlic looked like it cleared her nose. Blocked nose.
Do I need that? Yes.
Noses affect many people, and this looked like an easy fix. Thousands of people started trying it. It even made it on the news. And almost every time they did this, the same thing happened. They pulled
Dude, I would be so unlucky. That shit's gonna get stuck all the way up there, and then I gotta go to, like, the doctor and be like, you're not gonna believe this.
the garlic out and mucus followed. It quickly became a TikTok trend. More than 94.9 million clips were shared on TikTok with the hashtag garlic in nose. Many TikTok trends are reckless, but this one seemed safe and helpful. Garlic is natural after all. Some TikTokers even caption their videos, "This is not dangerous." The garlic.
Okay. This has to be an IQ test. If I see "this is not dangerous" in a TikTok description, I do not believe you at all.
Garlic just cleans your sinuses out. But that wasn't true. This hack was actually risky. People just didn't realize it. And behind the scenes, problems were already happening. One TikTok user said she massively regretted trying this trend. She pulled the garlic out after just 1 minute because her nose started burning. But even after removing it, the irritation lasted for a while. Another person had it worse. The garlic got stuck inside her nose and she ended up in the hospital. Doctors had to suction it out, but people still didn't think the trend was a problem. After all, it looked like it was clearing mucus. That's when doctors stepped in and they shut the idea down. They said the mucus coming out wasn't a good thing. It was
That's like brain matter. That That would be wild. Is that why people can't read anymore?
A sign that something was wrong. Doctors explained that the mucus was a sign of irritation. Garlic contains harsh compounds that can irritate the inside of the nose. The body wants to expel the garlic and its chemicals, so it creates an overflow of mucus to flush out that irritant. That's why so much comes out at once.
A bowl towel.
What happens if you put it up your pee-pee? That was wrong. I don't even know why I said that. I'm sorry.
And garlic can actually burn the mucous membranes of the nose.
Doctors warned it could lead to infections. Even with all these cases and warnings, the trend is still around. Doctors are still warning people to stop. It seems to come back every flu season because it looks like an easy fix. But in this case, this cure can leave you even worse. Up next is a trend that made homeowners fear for their safety. The door challenge.
What? Can the Girl Scouts start doing the door challenge again and actually show up in my neighborhood so I can buy some damn Thin Mints?
The door kick challenge started in 2021 as a prank. College students kicked dorm room doors to scare their friends. But by the end of the year, it got worse and spread to neighborhoods. Teenagers would kick the doors of random houses and run away.
What happened to just ringing the doorbell and running away, man? It got power scaled?
The people inside didn't understand what was happening.
Either a car had hit my house or somebody was trying to break in, which seems pretty stupid since my truck was right here in the driveway.
That's how you know it was kids and just being dumb.
Most homeowners thought someone was trying to break in, but when
do not do this in Florida or Texas. I am trying to warn you right now. You will get papa, papa, pa, papa, papa, papa.
they came outside, no one was there. Only a damaged door. Police quickly identified it as the latest TikTok trend.
They go up to this house, and you can see it from the security camera. They go, they kick the garage, they run away, and turns out they actually damaged the garage.
The media picked up the story.
Teens actually recording themselves kicking people's doors.
People recording their crimes is never not ridiculous to me. Like, okay, commit the crime, but why are we taking a selfie while we do it?
And authorities are worried they could be putting themselves in some real danger.
Homeowners were getting angrier. Some made it clear they were ready to defend their homes.
We didn't think about, you know, there's definitely reactions to actions, and we didn't think about what could have happened.
Yeah, consequences.
You know, it could have just that quickly gone that bad.
At that point, it was only a matter of time before something
I'll hit you with silly string.
unfortunate happened. In December 2025, a teenager in Florida picked the house for the challenge.
What did I say? Do not do shenanigans in Florida, man. Do you remember when that guy ended up eating another man after he had the bath salts?
The door swung open instantly. The good news was that the homeowner wasn't inside, but her dogs were. One of them was a Yorkshire Terrier named Spooky. With the door open, Spooky ran into the street. By the time the owner got home, the door was broken, and her dog was gone. She searched everywhere, but by the time she found her dog, Spooky didn't make it.
Oh my God!
This is not a joke. But you guys can't just go around kicking people's doors and not being held responsible for it.
The community was outraged by this. Police launched an investigation. A few weeks later, they arrested the person who kicked the door open.
Good. Did John Wick get him?
Charged with felony, burglary, and criminal mischief. But even after the incident, the trend didn't fully end. New incidents are still being reported. This next trend told people to do something most of us were warned not to do as children.
Stay up after 3 a.m. and order the Among Us Happy Meal.
Sun exposure.
Oh. You don't gotta worry about me.
A TikTok trend claimed you could improve your health in a strange way. The trend was called sun eating.
Photosynthesis. Photosynthesis.
Sun gazing is an ancient Egyptian practice that...
Are we staring at the sun? Come on!
That will drastically improve your life on all levels, mentally, physically, and spiritually.
What about sexually?
People were told to expose their eyes to sunlight for 5 to 10 seconds every day, but only during the first or last 15 minutes of sunlight. Influencers claimed that time was the safe window.
What? How is it the safe window when it looks like a blood moon? This is terrifying. Like, I gotta be on Kaylin?
Not only is it safe, but it will improve your eyesight, improve your endocrine health.
Dude, there is no way people believe this. Are you serious? Guys, I'm gonna start a new trend of like putting your hand on the stove for at least 20 minutes straight to improve the health of your skin.
Health, improve your sleep cycles.
By late 2023, the trend was already popular online. TikTokers shared videos trying it for themselves, and they couldn't stop talking about the endless benefits of this ancient practice.
Well, all they have left to do is talk about it. It's not like they can see.
It gives you natural energy, which is what they don't want you to know. That's why they tell you how to do these things.
Some even claimed it could help with weight loss. Thanks to these claims,
okay, I'm trying it now.
this trend had over 70 million views on TikTok.
What?
People treated it like a miracle cure. There was one big problem. There was no scientific proof behind any of it.
Oh yeah, science. Whatever. Research. Mr. Giant Balls 900 on TikTok told me that I'm gonna get superpowers if I stare at the sun. I don't care about this. Just keep going.
Doctors were the first to sound the warning. The main problem was obvious. Direct sunlight is too strong for the eyes, especially the retina. The retina plays a vital role in helping us see, and unlike many parts of the body, it does not.
She was beautiful.
Heal on its own. Doctors published articles and made videos to
7.633 of off sun gazing? Bro can't even spell anymore. His eyes are like going together. He thought he put one F.
correct the misinformation, but the influencers doubled down.
You've been told sunlight damages your skin, but sunrise and sunset light actually restructure your cells to operate at a higher frequency.
That kind of messaging kept the trend alive.
Guys. You guys, how many people actually believe this? I have got to know. There is no way people do this. To be fair, Michi stared at the sun because she wanted to wear glasses. Wait, that's kind of like how I wanted to be, like, I guess more cool in school, so I pretended I didn't like chocolate, and then I ended up not liking chocolate. Wait, we have like a very intertwined story. Also, I did fail my test for getting glasses whenever I was a kid, and then I hid it from my mom because I didn't want her to think that I failed the test, so I never told her.
Dozens of people, including grown adults, continued doing it. The outcome was exactly what doctors warned about. Someone learned the hard way. In 2024, a college student visited an eye clinic.
Dude, do you guys go to eye clinics? They used to do this thing, apparently. There's like an optometrist in chat because you guys are very smart and very awesome. And he said that the test that I used to take where it shoots like massive amounts of air into your eyes, they don't do that no more. You used to have to sit in front of a machine and go, ah!
Noticed a blind spot in her left eye. Doctors asked what happened, and her explanation left them speechless. She said she tried the TikTok trend. She was in the sun for less than a minute, but that was too much. Scans showed her retina was affected. Sadly, it was permanent.
She got the Sharingan! I'm sorry, that was insensitive. It was just the drawing.
But that was too much. Scans showed her retina was affected. Sadly, it was permanent.
It was that. I'm sorry. I had to go back and show you that I was just having a mental boom moment. I am so sorry that happened to you.
Her case was later documented in a medical journal. Even stories like this didn't stop the trend on TikTok.
I have an idea. How about we stop going on TikTok?
More videos kept coming, each one repeating the same promises. In 2025, scientists looked into the trend. They wanted to see if it was as amazing as people claimed. But after all the research, they found no reliable evidence supporting the benefits.
What? They lied for views? No, 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 no.
But the trend is still around. Every few months, new videos pop up promising the same exaggerated benefits. And whenever it returns, new people are exposed to the same risk.
There was one time I thought people were lying for views. It was about cutting a grape in half and putting the two halves next to each other and putting it in the microwave and making plasma. That was not a lie. That is true.
Our next chapter is about a community of people who became so obsessed with their appearance, they ignored every warning that came with it.
Looksmaxing?
Looksmaxing got too far.
Yeah, look, I'm chronically online.
This trend started because young men wanted to improve their looks. At first, there was nothing directly obvious that was wrong with it, but some people pushed it too far.
When I heard about it, I was like, this is the craziest thing I've heard since the Tide Pods.
The trend is...
Dude, I was thinking about this for people who get like plastic surgery. It's kind of sort of related to Looksmaxing. Do you think people use like filters on themselves and they go in and they're like, can you make me look like this? Or like now it's probably like AI. Like you could probably ask an AI and be like, can you make me like 10% hotter or like 100% hotter? And then they probably just bring those in and then they show it to the doctor. I feel like plastic surgery has definitely changed a lot.
Called Looksmaxing, but it was taken too far. Looksmaxing is a set of methods men use to make themselves look more attractive.
Guys, do I have a Looksmax jawline? Does it look good?
Young men formed Reddit groups to discuss skincare, fitness, and fashion.
See, there's nothing wrong with that. Like skincare, fitness, fashion, just like trying to like, I don't know, like take care of yourself. I think everybody should work out a little bit, like just to like get up in the morning and go do something.
Sometimes members would post photos of themselves. Then other members would point out their physical flaws and suggest ways.
Oh, hell no! There is no way I'm posting a picture of me on Reddit and telling people to tell me what is actually ugly about me. I would feel so bad about myself for like the next 90 years. Oh no.
To fix them. And for a while, that's all it was. But for some, basic improvements weren't enough. They became obsessed with their facial structure. They wanted sharper jawlines and defined cheekbones. So they went looking for extreme solutions. And that's where things took a turn. Some members of the Looksmaxing community came across a theory called Wolff's Law. Wolff's Law says that bones can slowly adapt when pressure is applied over time. But these guys misunderstood the concept. Without going into any detail, they thought applying force to their face could give them sharper jawlines and.
Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself? I'm Looksmaxing, man.
Cheekbones. Some went ahead and tried it. Starting in 2022, those videos began appearing on TikTok. They claimed it improved their facial features. The videos pulled
He had very nice eyelashes.
In millions of views. More people copied what they saw, and just like that, the trend took off. By 2023, those videos were viewed over 260 million times on TikTok.
Wow.
Some even made tutorials teaching others how to do it. Others posted before and after photos to prove it worked. But even though they made the trend look appealing, the reality was much darker. Doctors quickly raised concerns about the trend. Doctors explained that bones don't automatically heal into better shape. They can heal the wrong way or not heal at all.
Yeah, like, is that not just RNG on, like, the healing of your body? I don't know. That seems like a massive risk for, like, very little benefit.
We have no idea how your bones are going to rejoin themselves. We have no idea what the long-term implications are.
They also pointed out something else. The face isn't just made of bone. It has nerves, muscles, and blood vessels. Applying serious force in the wrong place can cause issues.
I think that guy just needs some skincare. Like, he's just all muscle.
It's surprising that anyone thought this would work. Media reports describe the trend as nonsense and insane. TikTok banned it, but the trend didn't fully disappear. Looksmaxing influencers are still getting millions of views, and some are still promoting questionable methods.
Really?
Our next chapter is about people who thought they found a smarter way to work out, but
a smarter way to work out? Kissing?
Doctors called it one of the most reckless trends that they've seen. Dry scooping.
What? Oh, wait. Is this when you take the pre-workout and you just eat it? I know some people used to put it on like watermelons. I might have made that up, or maybe I don't know.
Around 2020, TikTokers came up with a new way to drink pre-workout powder. Instead of mixing it with water, they swallowed it dry. Then
what?
They went straight into working out.
If you don't know what pre-workout is, it kind of gets you pumped up and
it's like legal drugs. It makes me tingle.
I don't like to drink it.
They had a reason for doing it this way. They claimed that eating it dry would reach the bloodstream faster. That would lead to more energy and
then go boof it. That's got to be way quicker than that.
Better performance in the gym. The idea sounded convincing to people scrolling online, but there was no scientific proof that it was better or safer. Despite that, dry scooping became popular.
It's workout time and everyone's been taking a pre-workout on my For You page.
Ew, you know that tastes so bad, man.
Many people didn't experience any side effects, but for some, it landed them in the hospital. In April 2021, a 20-year-old woman tried the trend on camera. She took a full scoop of pre-workout powder and went to the gym. But during her workout, she felt a weird sensation.
She got adrenaline?
Symptoms were heavy chest and chest pains. but I ignored it and I continued doing my workout.
I ignored having a heart attack and just kept using the Stairmaster?
Continued throughout the day. She was rushed to the hospital and doctors confirmed it was her heart. They told her she was lucky. It was only a partial blockage. They warned that a more severe blockage could have far worse consequences. Her story got a lot of attention online and even on TV.
So this woman ended up...
Dude, weren't there those drinks at Panera Bread that people were drinking and then they were dying because they had so much caffeine in them? I forget what they were called. I think they were like charged lemonades or something like that. That was insane.
In the hospital after taking the dry scoop challenge.
But after that alarming case, the trend did not slow down. Dry scooping became so popular that researchers looked into it.
Okay, I'm a little confused on something.
Trend did not slow down. Dry scooping.
What? Is her hat upside down? The texture not load right?
It became so...
It's mirrored, but like flipped upside down? But if it's flipped like that, would she be on the ceiling like Spider-Man? Like, look at the words. They're flipped vertically. Maybe she's from Australia?
So popular that researchers looked into it. They realized people didn't understand what they were doing.
Dr. Shanyon says the trend is a bad idea for a number of reasons.
Pre-workout powders contain high
Oh, not C4. That shit sucks.
levels of caffeine, and dry scooping changes how that caffeine enters the body. Instead of being diluted, it hits all at once.
You're taking upwards of 3.5 times the normal amount of caffeine that you would get.
What did he say? I'm sorry, I just got done dry scooping. What did he say?
In a cup of coffee.
That sudden surge can trigger serious reactions.
So they're getting a large portion of caffeine in one setting. When you do that, it increases the blood pressure substantially.
Dude, why don't they just do the, remember we watched that Will video? What was it? Like, smelling salts? Is that what, that was wild. Like, they were going absolutely crazy, smelling a bag of who knows what.
Eventually, TikTok banned the trend. Dry scooping videos were removed from the platform. But once again, that didn't end the trend. People still promote it on YouTube and Instagram. And they're...
Okay. Wait, you need to stop dry scooping with the Squid Games guy? I'm confused. Do I need to stop or not?
There is little sign that the trend is going away. These trends prove that common sense sometimes isn't so common after all, especially on the internet. But
okay, this is a wild comment. Whatever happened to icy hot on your balls? Was he lying, or are you guys actually doing that? I don't have that tech. Is that actually a pre-workout? He's right? That's a thing? No. Dangerous search here. Icy hot on balls. It's highly discouraged and causes intense burning and pain. Ask men, r/ask men. Men of Reddit, have you ever put icy hot on your balls? Try it, it feels great. It has accidentally happened a few times. I don't use it, but my wife likes it. Huh?
at least I know you guys are smarter than that. Visual Venture. Wait, before you go, make sure you guys watch part 1 of this series. We talk about people who rubbed beer on themselves instead of sunscreen, a challenge where teams threw frozen balls at strangers and...
What? Were they icy hot balls?
TikTokers who robbed the bank because they saw it on their For You page. Click right here to watch it. Love you guys. Peace.
Thank you so much for watching. I super appreciate it. If you're new here, please come by the Twitch stream, twitch.tv/BerryCrepe. I checked this DNA. Okay. Please come by the Twitch stream, twitch.tv/BerryCrepe. Or use code Berry for 10% off your gamer subs order. Please do not dry scoop it.